Earlier, I mentioned the book, by the way. Hi, how are you? Yeah, should I say hi to you guys every single time I start a video? I don't know. I'm gonna continue kind of like noticing, not noticing until I pick a pattern that works or that makes sense or something like this. But I have been researching YouTube a lot more, and to be honest, man, I really don't care to like feed into how to succeed in this shit. I even started getting emails. Like, I downloaded a fucking app. What's it called? Video something that supports you to be a pro YouTuber and shit like this. Video vidIQ. Uh, Apparently, I can actually do ideas right now that are trending. That I can send you shit. But to be perfectly clear, and I really want you guys to understand, my goal on this channel is not to reach subscribers. I want it. I definitely do. I want to reach subscribers. I want to reach likes. I want to be able to fund my fucking platform through the actual communities, people, maybe even some form of like promotions and shit like this. I want to be able to do that. And it's not because I want to be a YouTuber. I can give a fuck. What I want to actually be is the game changer that changes how human beings exist in society. I'm saying that super fucking proudly. And I'm saying that without a hint of hesitation. This time I was like, no, I'm openly saying that. I want to be that guy. In fact, it's not I want to be that guy. I know how that guy could exist. And this channel is basically step by step me processing the things that need to happen in order for that to exist. My goal on this YouTube channel, which is right now the primary goal, and we hit like 100, 200 videos. Now the 300 video mark is something that's coming. But my goal is to empty everything that has happened throughout my life, everything that I could consider, could think about that actually contributed to who I am right now. Because let's face it, that's literally how we evolve as human beings. To flush it out completely in order for me to understand the details of my intuition and my instinct, especially the one that brought the ideas that made me choose the path that I am on right now. It's been like 2 years ish where I'm on this path, maybe like 4 years. But the truth is, I've always kind of looked at things, I've always wanted to look at things from more of an external perspective. And I've always wanted to take a step forward. And and then I know it's not unconventional way, man. Anyone can do whatever they want. Why would you do something that everyone else is doing? Right? And what I wanted to do was to kind of like look at the systems that we operate with. And I got lost at one point, or I thought I was chasing it at one point. Like, it's fascinating how your perception of your past, your history, the actions, the behaviors you have could change based on what angle you're trying to approach it by. So, looking at my past and all the things that I did that kind of like not necessarily contributed to where I am right now, but it contributed exactly to where I am right now. Like, it's amazing. So like the best I could do is really just measure the things that might actually take me astray. And if I just kind of like handle things within like a small margin of like error, then at the very least, even if I go off the track, I'm going off the track in a way where I don't waste time or energy or like or burn resources or any of that stuff that I kind of like did back in the day. So it's super fascinating to actually be able to I want to say there's a point of pride for me to be able to kind of like look the camera in the eye while I'm trying to talk to you. And it took me a couple of hundred episodes to get here. And to be able to like fully just honestly say what's on my mind, knowing full well how honesty affects people and the truth behind how people react to when somebody's being honest. But the full brunt of it is my goal is not to reach people and kind of become a YouTuber. My goal is for people to hear what I'm trying to talk about and to get feedback from whether it's being applied or it's making sense or not. And as I get closer to what's making sense, then at the very least, I'll be able to test out how much sense it would make for everyone else, and I'll be able to dissect it and to explain it differently to myself slash people or anything, because I want to be able to work with people in the future. I want to be able to kind of like build a team in the future. I want to be able to like guide a certain flow or work with a certain flow that's being guided. Like if I don't actually do anything and I just kind of like see how whatever I'm kind of like putting energy in is building up, I wouldn't fucking mind. I started watching reading mangas and anime in 2006. So I've been influenced by that shit at a very young age. 26. How old was I? 26. At 26, I was 21. I was influenced with that shit from a very young age, and basically, I grew up with more philosophies of anime philosophies. And again, like all kinds of animes, I have different philosophies on each one of them, which could be something amazing, I think, when it comes to how I think how we could actually look at life and how we could like pick our quests and how we can like layer our skills and all that stuff. And it's just because I instead of watching random series or American like bullshit fucking pointless characters, I got to actually watch genuine characters where people spent their lives researching. So my goal is to develop this character, build my ego, and be able through the people that I reach to express how I am looking at the path, which I think and main reason for this video is because there's a special person. I don't know if it's a guy, if he's a guy or a girl, but that has kind of like connected or seems to have connected with some videos, and I'm definitely tagging you with it, by the way. And I want to point out the words that I have been choosing and how they have been changing throughout my videos because he used some words, and for me, I was like, okay, I wouldn't have used this, I wouldn't have used that. But this is not an actual teaching session, this is more of a communication session. And I really would want to dedicate this to anyone who at this point understands me or kind of sees something in what I'm saying, and to kind of reestablish that I'm really not special, man. To establish that we, each individual, each one of us, is super unique to the fucking genetics that we have and the environment we grew up in, to the tone of voice, the nature and how we present ourselves and speak. Every single part of us is unique. But I really want to kind of highlight that the things we share in common on this planet, on this world, in our interaction as human beings, in our processes of the mind, in our structural build, again, like as the actual human being, these ones are our own personal choices and decisions and movements. But ultimately, all of us are attempting to create our own reality and harmonize among the rest of us. And any way you look at it, there has to be something that is able to connect each individual reality, all of our realities. It's able to connect them all, whether harmoniously or not. But there has to be something, a certain that the Taoists call it. Taoists, you guys know the Tao Te Ching. The Taoists call it flow, the great Tao flow. Christians call it God. Muslims call it God as well. Hermetics call it universal energy. There is something. And ultimately, as human beings, the more personal we are within this earth, and I don't mean personal as in the more engaged we are detached from ourselves on this planet, and the only way we can kind of like be detached from ourselves is the more in our head we become. So the more we think, the more we're detached from ourselves, but the more we're connected to this planet, the more we're working, we're focused, we're active, we're moving, the more we become like a silent observer of what's happening. Like I'm doing this because I feel like we become more of a we stop seeing things in two dimensions, because what we're seeing is like what we're doing versus what we're discussing in our heads. But we start basically like taking a step back and being able to what the martial artists call the third eye, where you're just kind of like observing how your body's reacting connecting and kind of like giving it instructions to do that. And in Japan, Bushido calls it the way, the Tao, the way, God, universal energy, whatever you choose. We are all connected. And the excitement you get when you hear somebody kind of like saying something that harmonizes with you, I think that's beautiful and needs to be cherished. But I think you should enjoy the fact that you are able to see these things more than that other people also see them. Because it just happened that I'm able to express it this way, while other people have been trying to express it differently. And I think that difference is how we truly form that connection and meet where the flow exists and where the Tao and the way exists. This video is to kind of like, it's a beautiful way for me to remind everyone that I'm not really original. I am the product of everything I have studied, read, everyone that I've talked to, everything that I wrote, every experience that I had. And ultimately, I am a firm believer that every single experience, every single person, every single conversation, all of them lead to the one thing that connects us all. Everything from we're connected to the trees, to the bugs, to the it is just fucking beautiful, man. There's no point thinking about it. The best you could do is look at it and be like, no, it doesn't make sense, which is amazing. I would leave you with the Tao Te Ching's first poem. The Tao that can be trodden is not the enduring and unchanging Tao. The name that can be named is not the enduring and unchanging name. Having no name, it is the originator of heaven and earth. Having a name, it's the mother of all things. This literally states that there are some things, the minute we try to explain them, we have to become human to explain them in human words. That kind of detaches us from the essence of what we're trying to explain. So let's enjoy the fact that we could all find people that are awesome, have experiences that are beyond ourselves, and just exist on this planet in a very beautiful, beautiful way. All right, guys, thank you. Happy Christmas.